So I recorded it, and as soon as we started recording it, you know, this is the one with Cornello, the very first episode. As soon as we started recording, I'm like, holy moly, this kid's really important. This kid's kind of like a main character. Oh my gosh, this kid's the Full Metal Alchemist in Full Metal Alchemist. And so we recorded it, and then we started the waiting game. Months and months went by, and we didn't hear anything. And I thought, I'm not gonna get it. And they kept submitting auditions to the Japanese that owned Full Metal Alchemist. And sometimes the Japanese would say, yes, we like this person for this role, or no, we'd like to hear some other people for this role. So I didn't know what was gonna happen. But ultimately, they decided they liked what I did. And so that's how I got to play the character. And it turned out to be like the greatest honor, the greatest privilege that I've ever had. I've gotten to play I've been in over 200 different series and video games, but there's never been anything quite like Full Metal, and I love that show. Thank you for the question, that's a great question. Yes?
Okay, for one thing, I'm pretty sure that the Death Note comment at the start of this was inspired by me handing you a Death Note to sign as a baby.
It may have been.
Okay. I was watching some videos of YouTube, of you on YouTube the other day, and I found a particular line that I just decided I'd love to torture you with. A particular Boy-Ed fan service line, something about boy in a miniskirt. And I just decided that it would be a wonderful thing to torture you with and make you say familiar
It's really great that you decided that, because, no, honestly, I love you, and you're adorable. And I'm going to write your name in the Death Note. You guys, I promised myself and God and everybody on the planet Earth that I would not say that line anymore. That line has got to die. It needs to die a horrible death. If I could stab that line with a samurai sword, I would. If I could transmute that line into a bowl of pudding, I would. I said it as a joke years ago, and then it just took on a life of its own. And so many people started asking me to do it, and it just got crazy. It really got crazy. And then they started asking other voice actors to say it who didn't even know what the heck it meant. So I promised all of these other voice actors that I would do my best to kill this line. And so I'm going to graciously decline to say it because I love you and I don't want to have to kill you.
Now,
Yeah.
just letting you know, we're running low on time. Did you still want to
Are
do
we
your video?
really? You're kidding me.
I'm sorry.
What, really? What time are we supposed to be done?
Well, the next one starts at 4.
You're kidding.
Sorry.
Wow.
I apologize.
There's never enough time for these Q&A sessions. Pardon? Take me out on the grass?
Whoa!
Did you just offer to have a roll in the grass with me? You're somebody's mom, aren't you? Your mother is pretty cool. Yeah, oh my gosh, yes. Let's see. Well, you know what, you guys? Gosh, we don't even have enough time now to show something before 4 o'clock. So, doggone it. Let's just take a couple more questions then, I guess.
Shall we do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, I should have warned you earlier, man.
I didn't realize that it was that short a session. I'm so sorry, you guys. Yes?
What was it like playing the evil emperor in that episode of Kino's Journey?
Oh my gosh, what a great character. And I even appreciate you mentioning that. Kino's Journey was a great show. Oh, he was really cool. That's a long time ago. But I love when that kind of thing happens. I love when somebody mentions some character that's much more obscure. You know, people always come up to me and say, why do you only play characters that are blonde? I'm like, that's not true at all. You're just thinking of the popular ones, you know, like Ed or Tamaki, you know, but, or Broly, but I guess when he's Super Saiyan. But characters like that, there are tons of those characters that are really fun to play. In fact, I would let you know that most voice actors really enjoy those kind of characters that just show up for a couple of episodes and you can really sink your teeth into them because they've got a lot of personality. They're a lot of fun to play. Thank you for asking about that. Yeah, question.
How did you get to play Tamaki?
You know what? Tamaki, Oron High School was another one of those shows that I fell in love with. And that's a bad thing to do, you guys. You don't want to fall in love with a show before it's even cast. Because then you kind of jinx yourself, you know? But Caitlin Glass told me that she had found this show that she loved and that I should try it, I should watch some of it. She gave me a DVD that had like the first 8 episodes. And she said, "You remind me so much of this character." And it was Tamaki. And I just fell in love with him. And when I went into audition for Oron, I read for Tamaki, and I read for the twins, and I read for Kyoya. But I wanted to play Tamaki so bad. And I'm so glad that I got to. He's like, here's Ed. Ed was my favorite role that I've ever played. And then a very, very close second place is Tamaki. Yes?
Hi, how did you come to play Kaku in Bleach?
Ikaku was actually the first role that I ever got to play in Los Angeles. You guys, I was living in Texas. I was working with Funimation and ADV and doing all their shows, and I wanted to work in Los Angeles, but none of the studios would cast me in a role that was recurring because I didn't live there. They were afraid to cast me, and I would come out and I would record my character, and then I would leave, and they would find that they missed a line, or they would find that they needed a rewrite, or that a person's name needed to be pronounced differently. Any of number of reasons why you would have to go back into the studio and record a line or two, which you can understand would be problematic if you just got on a plane and flew back to Texas. So Ikaku was the first character that they were willing to take a chance on in Los Angeles and let me play because Ikaku kept, you know, he's a recurring role. He keeps coming back. So I loved him. And see, he's not blonde. He's bald. I suppose if he let his hair grow, maybe he'd be blonde. But yes?
What was your favorite scene to voice in Fullmetal Alchemist?
Oh my gosh. There are too many really, really wonderful scenes in that show, as you guys know very well. There are way too many great scenes in that show. I would say, without being able to pick one scene, I would tell you that the type of scene that I really enjoyed were the ones with Ed and Al. The real quiet scenes between the two brothers. I really, really love those. In fact, one of the first scenes that ever really got me emotional, and I actually was tearing up in the booth, in the recording booth, was the scene in like the 8th or 9th episode with Barry the Chopper. At the very end of the episode, when Ed was talking about how he really thought he was going to die, and you know, that his life was going to end, and then he saw his brother, and he realized that they needed to look out for each other and stick up for each other, and to realize that they were not gods, but they were just humans, tiny, insignificant humans who couldn't even save a little girl. I love that. And so every time there got to be one of those scenes where Ed and Al were talking quietly, those were my favorite ones.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, out of more of the minor roles that you did, like the too many to name, which one of them did you like take back most? Like, which one did you enjoy most or remember most?
Wow. Again, you said it. There's so many. Gosh, there's so many that I love. That king from that evil king from Kino's Journey is a really great one. I've played assassins and demons and all kinds of really cool characters, and I mean, love them. And you always want them to come back, but the reason they're special is because they're not around for long. There have been a lot of them. I wish I could think of one off the top of my head, but the one that he mentioned in Kino